Oh, it's official.
You seeing
We
it?
live on YouTube. What?
See it.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Uh-oh. I don't have any. You know what? Look, hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How
We
y'all
good?
doing? It looks like we're live in this thing. Now, I can't see who all joining us at the moment, but I would like to say shout out to all my people on YouTube. We live, baby. We right here. This is you on the sidelines with the Sideline Guys. And actually, we double recording. So, hey, what's good, everybody, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. You are on the sidelines with the Sideline Guys. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood mediator and host, your boy Dwayne. You know what time it is. And I am joined by a bevy of people on today. Of course, we got two of the four. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I love about Sideline Guys. We got a nice lineup switch up that we like to do on y'all. So you just never know which way you're going to see this thing. But I have to my left over here, as you guys know, my two resident neighborhood Eagles fans / Celtics fans, for that matter, to be completely honest.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is basically a green takeover, if you will.
It's football season.
It's a green takeover, and they have a lot to be happy and celebrating about today. Why? Because the Eagles have finally got their W for the season. But we will get into that and so much more. Miami and the LA Lakers, you know what I'm saying, with the 3-1 lead right now, getting into the NBA Finals. It's been crazy. It's been competitive, at least in the latter halves now, finally. So let's see how things go there. And we're also just going to talk a little NFL talk. We are joined by a special guest. I cannot forget to introduce this man. This man is a very, very talented Christian rapper. My man is straight from the heart of the South, straight from ATL. That's right. He is a resident native ATLian, which means my man is definitely team rise up. And there's a lot to try to stay faithful about in terms of rising up. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to welcome to the show my bro, my man, Mr. Michael Glover, aka Mike Jeezy. Welcome to the show, sir. Uh-oh. I think my man's still driving out there on them streets. He'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll just call that an edit. Wait, we live, so we can't edit. It's okay.
But see, that's what happens. That's what happens with Falcons fans. Get your hopes all up. The Falcons do that to you every year. Get your hopes all up, and then bam.
You know, when he gets back in this chat and he's literally on his way, if he caught that,
look, hey,
he caught that.
I felt like that was like the best introduction ever, and it just dipped out as soon as I was supposed to say it. Last thing I heard was Atlanta native resident. Click.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
I was like, wow.
It was good.
It was good. And unfortunately, we are live, which means you kind of have to tune back a little later when they re-record, replay this, because my man Derek, neighborhood resident Eagle, the other, resident bird, if you will. Yeah, he kind of just threw a shot at Falcons fans just now. So welcome to the Sideline, guys, Mike.
Not at the fans, the organization.
Well, first of all, as a great philosopher once said, I ain't never scared. So, Derek, to repeat yourself.
That's no problem. I said that's exactly what the Falcons do. They get your hopes all up, and then bam, you're just gone.
I think
They're the Eagles, though.
What I will say is, the Eagles ain't the brightest crayons in the box.
Hey, we're in first seed. First place.
Hold on. I'm not bragging about that.
You see?
I'm not bragging about that, bro. 2-11-1 in our division. This has to historically be the worst division ever. Yeah. Like I don't remember.
Amen.
Because the NFC South was pretty bad like 5 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but this bad. 2 wins.
Well,
in 5 weeks.
I'll say this. Carolina won the division on a 7-9 record.
Yeah, true.
They did. I do
True.
remember
And
that.
the Giants won a
Like-
Super Bowl before on a 9-7. So, I mean, you never know.
You know, and
No,
that's
but
the
see,
one
but bro,
thing.
but bro, they won the division with a losing record. They were 7-9
Yes.
of the division.
But when has a division had 11 losses this fast?
Last I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like within
But-
4 weeks, we have 11 losses in the division.
Kinda
That's
bad.
horrible, man. No one in our
In one
division
time.
deserves to go to the playoffs. To be completely honest, no one deserves to go to the playoffs. But
Out of that division, correct?
out of our division, yeah. But we're gonna make it. I mean, I don't have I don't have any questions about it. We're gonna make it, but
I ain't got no problem with the Eagles. I would say y'all are kind of retarded. Yeah, wow. Y'all lean in closer. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean.
Uh-oh.
I think y'all are retarded. I don't know where y'all at, but I'm gonna just keep it real. Y'all retarded as hell for letting go of Nick Foles.
No.
not at all. Not at all.
Stop.
Not at
No,
I
all.
thought you
I'ma
were
tell
going to
you
talk
why.
to them.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because, well, first of all, we'll just get on the man-to-man stuff. It's just disrespectful. Number one, man won a Super Bowl, y'all. Now to be fair, Carson Wentz carried a heavy load as he did before he got hurt. He carried a heavy load. I'm not taking nothing away from Carson. But Carson Wentz is good. I ain't taking nothing from him, but he is kind of injury prone, bro. He is kind of injury prone. And
Yeah,
Circumstantial.
but
to
like the
cut
thing,
to cut the guy, because I don't care how good he is, bro. Nick Foles came through clutch. Sorry.
sure, he did, but to
Hickman
be
at the last-
completely honest, during the playoffs, he wasn't that great. I mean, I remember against Atlanta, he struggled a lot. Minnesota, I mean, that game was just a blowout from the beginning.
Let's back up though. Because you brought up Atlanta. That
Sure.
our offense was god awful. But
Okay, but Nick
We had
Foles
a top-
didn't win that game.
no.
Defense.
That year we had like a top 10 defense, bro. Like we were not, because we lost that game literally coming down to the wire. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I do.
I remember.
Not
And
the
then
pass, or he
yep.
caught it out of bounds, something like that.
Yeah.
So
They got knocked out of
it was
bounds.
close.
Yeah.
So we only allowed. So y'all won, but y'all only scored like 15 points. But then y'all put up what, like 40 against Brady. So
Yeah.
don't
So
say Nick.
that's what I was gonna
Our
say.
defense-
During
Our defense
the
was elite.
playoffs. Sure, but during the playoffs, Nick Foles wasn't that great until the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He balled out during the Super Bowl. I ain't
he
gonna
came
lie,
out.
he did. But
But
I'm
dude,
not a believer
isn't
in
that what-
paying.
I mean, he is 4-0 right now. I'm just saying.
Sure, but I don't think he deserved to get paid off of that one game. Granted, biggest game of his
Bro,
career, probably in
hold
all
on,
the
hold on,
Eagles'
hold on.
careers.
Hold on. So he shouldn't get paid a handsome price for winning the
I mean,
very first Super
No,
Bowl.
he
Look.
should get paid, which he did, but you're
he
talking
did.
about having a franchise guy that was just on the sidelines because he was hurt. If Carson Wentz was not hurt, he would have been in the game.
Hey,
There's
man,
no, and
I
that was his
mean,
MVP season, which he
Dude.
deserved to have that MVP though. Let's not.
if Mike Vick didn't own a dog, he'd still be a Falcon. You know, we can
He
say
does
a lot.
actually own a dog.
You know, if we didn't, like, you can say a lot of what ifs.
No. What I'm saying though is to you're making a point that it was dumb for the Eagles to get rid of Nick Foles over Carson Wentz, and what I'm telling you is that that's not true because of the fact that you have a franchise guy that's right there coming back healthy, and someone that is a generational talent, like, and he's younger than Nick Foles as well. So there's nothing to say as to why you would pay Nick Foles over Carson Wentz. Now, if you don't have anyone there, if Nick Foles was your unquestioned number one quarterback, okay, yeah, pay him, keep him. But I'm not paying Nick Foles over Carson Wentz. But let's get off the Eagles. Let's get onto your Falcons.
Derek, before you do go into that, real quick, one thing. I just want to make one last point. So, just granted, I know Wentz has injury issues, but do you expect Nick Foles under the line that they have now, they're dwindling down to their last starter and the wide receivers that they have, so they need someone to be able to run around and create plays, which Nick Foles can't do. So Nick Foles under this team right now, granted, Wentz is definitely struggling. He is struggling. I think Nick Foles would be much worse than Wentz is now with the team currently constructed that it is.
I don't even know that Nick Foles would be standing after week 2 behind this line
but anyway, go ahead into the Falcons. Go ahead.
So, what makes you stay a Falcons fan at this point?
I'm born and raised here.
Born and raised, okay. All right, I can't be mad at that.
Lawyer, you can't. That's why it ain't nothing else to talk about. I mean, they're trash right now. I'm not gonna make any excuses. But I'm a loyal guy, and I can't change where I'm from. I can't change the hood I represent. None of that, because it's set in stone. I am born and raised in the city of Atlanta. You know, I treat them like being a Falcons fan is like being a parent when you got like a bad kid. Like, I don't want to deal with you.
Did he? I don't know if Mike's there. I can't hear him.
I can't either.
Mike, you there, brother, man?
No.
You know, I will say though, while we're waiting for him to get back, I will say I think the team has a lot of nice pieces. Their O-line's solid, not great, but solid. They have really good wide receivers. I mean, man, I would kill for Wentz to have the weapons
I think it's time for. I think it's time for the Falcons to go ahead and. Yeah, I think it might be time for the Falcons to go ahead and
My bad. Okay, I went out for a second.
Break it up. Oh, you good, man? You good? What were you saying now?
Yeah, I said I treat them kind of like they're a bad kid, and as much as I love you, I can't do nothing else for you. Like, it's time for you, because I don't know what else to do with you. You know, that's what I was like. Go stay with your daddy for the summer, because I can't do nothing with you. So me and Mr. Real were talking about that earlier, and I said some controversial stuff that Falcons fans would probably not like, but you know.
What were some of the
like it's time to go ahead and move on?
Yeah, man.
That's a controversial topic.
I don't think so.
Well, when you hear who needs to move on, you might,
Julio.
I would say we need to let go of, if not both of them, Julio or Matt Ryan, because.
Whoa, not Julio. I'll take him.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out. I'm sure you would, but hear me out. Hear me out, though. The only I say Julio for 2 reasons. Nothing bad about Julio. It's about capitalizing and understanding the importance of a role. So I say Julio for 2 reasons. Number one, Calvin Ridley has clearly shown to be a number 1 receiver.
Right.
Being real. So I think that goes without saying.
But don't you think that's because of Julio? Because defenses are trying to scheme against him?
Nope, because last week Julio was hurt and he didn't play. And Calvin Ridley still put up 2 touchdowns and got over 100 yards.
Okay.
That's
but
fair.
See, the only thing it wouldn't work, I mean, and I know where you're getting at, but the thing is, I think he just signed a new contract last year, and I think trading him would probably accrue like maybe 30 mil or 40 mil in dead cap. So
let me tell you something, bro. People pay for what they want. Somebody will figure out the money cap for Julio. I promise you. I'm not worried about that.
Well, no, it would be against the Falcons. I think the Falcons would just have like 40 million in dead cap.
Possibly, but I'm just giving you my opinion. But
okay. So it seems like you're ready for the rebuild now, right?
Yeah. So that was my thing on Julio. I don't remember the details of his contract. I know it was renewed or updated last year. I don't remember the details.
Yeah, I remember last year if they had I pay attention to the stats or cap stuff a lot. If he got moved, it would have been like 40 million dead cap last year. I don't know what it is this year. But you're looking at a pretty hefty price.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah.
So that's that. So like I say, I mean, but see, there's ways around that though.
I mean, yeah, they could always find ways to cut corners.
Trade and give up stuff. There's ways around that.
And you can stretch it over a few years. So I mean, yeah, there is ways around it. It's just a lot of money to just not use, but it would only last for like a couple years. So
a lot of people would figure it out.
Oh,
there's a lot of people on the Eagles I wouldn't mind giving up for Julio.
Look,
right. Exactly.
JJ Arcega-Whiteside is the first one I'm willing to give up. He can go. I'm pretty sure the Falcons will take him.
Hey man, the thing about it is, man, like Julio is. My other reason outside of Calvin, really, as great as Julio is, he's not gonna. Wide receiver isn't a position that it's not necessarily. It can be, but it's not like a game changing position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, please tell it to Carson Wentz.
Right, quarterback is a game changing position. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who's in the backfield, is a game changing position. Wide receiver, it helps. Let's think about it. I mean, New York had a losing record, and they had Odell when he was at the top of his game. You know what I'm saying? Like. So
I think they kind of go hand in hand. I think you can have a great quarterback and a horrible receiver, and you're not doing anything.
I agree with that.
So my friend who's listening in on this podcast had just said that if they were to trade him this year, it would be 38 million in dead cap. Next year, it would be only 15 million in dead cap. That's a lot more manageable.
Yeah, that's
well, as far as trading them, I mean, we're in the season now. I'm talking about next year, like after this season. I ain't talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about.
Dude, I'd take him. I would take him
Me
in
too.
a heartbeat.
Like next year, I would say need to rebuild them. Get a first round draft pick, couple good trades. All that.
I wonder how that would work though, because I don't know if he's on the downside of his career. I don't know if the Falcons could get a first. This isn't a video game where it is like real life, and you don't really see that type of stuff for a guy who's like on the wrong side of 30.
You
might
right.
get like a second,
maybe a high two, but he's worth something. I know that.
Oh, for sure.
He may be worth 2 veterans from somebody on another team.
Hey, look, I'll give up Deshaun Jackson and Arcega-Whiteside right now.
Dude, come on. Come on now.
But
you gotta get what the Falcons want.
So now
I think what the Falcons want is maybe a new coach.
Well, here's the thing. Now let me jump on that. Everybody loves Dan Quinn as a person, but you can be the nicest person in the world and be unproductive. You know what I'm saying?
Who
everybody hates Belichick, but he's a winner.
That's true. You know who I think would be great in Atlanta? Eric Bieniemy. Now,
oh man, you're a big Eric guy,
bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, I will trade you Doug Peterson so I can go get Eric Bieniemy.
Stop.
Eric is.
Come on, man.
I'm dead serious. Yeah. Offensive coordinator. I mean, I think I like his energy. I don't know. Maybe that's just it. But that might be someone that would be good in Atlanta. But is there someone that you're like looking at to replace Dan Quinn? Because I think at this point in time, even if you were to keep Julio and Matt for another season, it might be time to go ahead and move on from Dan Quinn, like right now.
Well, that goes without saying. You don't keep your job after 4-0. I mean, after 0-4. So that's it in a nutshell.
And giving
My
up
only
bad losses too.
right, because our roster is too elite for this to be happening. I mean, we should at least be 2-2 at the absolute least.
Oh no, you should be 2-2 for sure.
But what I will say is it's probably time for a new head coach, but I said White played clean. I like Matt Ryan, but it may be time for a transition.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, when you bring in a new coach, that coach tends to want to find his guy. So I don't think that's out of the question.
Yeah. Hey man, if the Patriots don't lock Cam up, Cam would be a great move for Atlanta.
I mean, he's doing good, and he's from here. So
yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to see.
That man, them jerseys will fly off the shelf. Man.
That's what I'm saying. It would.
I mean, they're already flying off the shelf in New England. I'm pretty sure he was the number 1 purchased jersey.
But see, it's a difference because he's from the city, so it's gonna double anything Boston.
Yeah, man.
I think he has a street named after him down here too, right?
I don't know about that.
He has a restaurant or something out there.
Something is named after him down here. I thought it was a
Stephen A. mentioned it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, my cousins play football against him when they was younger. Like, he's my age, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it would be pretty dope. But yeah, I would think at this point, you might as well just tank, because I mean, between Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, either one of them, I'd be good with. You know, Trevor Lawrence goes without saying. I mean, he's lost 1 game in 2 years. You don't have to say anything though. You know what I'm saying? Justin Fields, the quarterback market, man, has definitely changed. The young guys are definitely scramblers. So the only people that are pocket quarterbacks, man, are the vets. You know.
Well, the game has changed.
Yeah. And you got to keep up with the times, man. I mean, you can't name. I mean, what quarterback under 25 doesn't run?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, that starts. Shoot, I'd have to look at the list. I mean, Sam Darnold, kind of. He has some
50-yarder last. Yeah, like all of them.
He runs for his life. I think that's a different. I think that's a little different.
Wait,
Gardner Minshew, kind of, but he has.
Are we establishing that with running quarterbacks, there's a different type of version of running versus I'm running to be dynamic versus I'm running to not get sacked? Is that what we're saying?
I think he's more saying like. I think
it could be, because I think Russell Wilson is very elusive. I don't think Russell Wilson isn't a running quarterback, but he can do. Versus
that's what I think what Derek was saying
like,
is
like
not
Lamar Jackson
running quarterback.
Like Lamar Jackson just like
technically Patrick Mahomes is not a running quarterback.
Right, but he can
But that's what I think Derek was getting at, is quarterbacks that aren't necessarily like pocket guys, but that have some wheels on them. Like Gardner Minshew, he's not known for running, but he has some. Like, he's not slow. He's not like Tom Brady. He has some legs on him.
And Tom Brady, I was thinking about that pass in the Super Bowl earlier today. That mess is hilarious, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's amazing. Guys like Tom Brady, Drew Brees. We saw Eli finally call it quits because we knew he wasn't really a runner.
Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, like
now, Rodgers on the other hand can run. That man has evaded many people.
We're talking about
he's had to.
I mean, but because I mean he can. But that's not his preference, though. That's not like his go-to. He's elusive too, but I mean, Go ahead.
So sorry, my friend's he's texting me because I asked him about the Matt Ryan thing. It's actually, and it was a correction on the Julio dead cap. It's 38 million next year. 2022 is when it would be 15 million.
Oh yeah, you're not keeping him for 2 million.
And then Matt Ryan next year, if you wanted to get rid of him, it would be 50 million in dead cap. So you're pretty much tied to those two guys.
Yeah.
Well, then there it is. So there it is.
So it's the head coach that's got to go. But see, the thing about it is that, like, you got to build the defense up too, right? So
I'm gonna say this because I don't want to talk y'all ear off. We've clearly seen that it all comes down to coach. Because under Kyle Shanahan, our offense was darn near unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? The following year, Kyle Shanahan got a head coaching job for San Francisco, and the offense fell apart. We literally had 95% the exact same play. Mm-hmm. So it really all comes down to play calling. Because you could have the best players in the world, but, you know, like Derek was saying earlier, as far as, like, you know, he's being in the right place. If you don't know what to do with him, it really don't mean nothing. That's like putting Shaq at shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the best centers of all time. But if you trying to make Shaq shoot a 3-pointer, it's like, you stupid. Like, get out of here.
So let me ask you this then. Maybe a coach that maybe you're not thinking of, or maybe you guys aren't thinking of, is that defensive coordinator from the Niners, right? Get someone who is under Kyle Shanahan to bring him back and kind of run a similar type of offense. Because I know he's been in a lot of talks for head coaches last year, so I think he might be due for something soon.
I mean, personally, I don't know anybody. I've heard of
the enemy is going to be the guy next year. I think most people are after. I would assume, or Josh McDaniels, but I think McDaniels is just waiting for Bill Belichick to retire.
He is. I think Houston is going to be a team that tries to go after Benemy as well.
The enemy. Yeah, a similar type of offense. You know, got a quarterback that can run a little, got some fast wide receivers in Cooks and Fuller. You know, I'd say they're pretty similar type of offense.
Yeah. But Dwayne, talk to us about your Titans, bro. Like, y'all about to end the whole season, man. You about to ruin my fantasy league, bro. Like,
listen. All right, it's a very, very crazy world right about now, and you know, go figure. You're 3-0, and all of a sudden, Corona decides to give you your first loss for the season. Figures, right? Of all things that we take an L on, it's Corona. Wow.
It's 2020, bro.
Know?
That's how
2020.
It goes.
That's how it goes. Kill a momentum, why don't you? You know what I mean? Like, literally, we were like comeback kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a strong case of 3-0 where I'm like, all right, hold on. Y'all had some moments where I was like, okay, I thought we finna get the first L. Y'all come all the way back, get a dub, undefeated. I'm like, all right, let's see what we can do against the Steelers. COVID hits. And it's like, oh, great. Now I can't test the potential of, all right, we're up on the come up here. Young squad, getting dynamic, trying to see what Tannehill can really, really do, you know, or whatever, you know. But, man, listen. I can't control the actions of those who don't follow protocol or whatever it is, the NFL. But can we be surprised? It's the NFL, man. The NFL.
Yeah.
It's not a bubble, okay? Not like the NBA. They don't have a gigantic bubble where everybody's stuck inside. And then you're talking about rosters full of 53 players. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make a bubble for that. You can't. Not with 32 teams.
You would hope to maybe do that for the playoffs, though. That's what I heard a lot of people are saying. Like, maybe for the playoffs, you have to do this because you have to find a way.
But where are they playing? And then also, where's how's the Super Bowl going to be?
Super Bowl is going to be held in Tampa. But see, the thing I was actually back when, you know, this virus wasn't as bad as it was just starting to hit the U.S. I said, hey, you know what we should do is just send all the NFL teams to California just because there's like a crap ton of, you know, schools out there, a lot of football fields, or send them to an area where and it sucks. And I know we talked about this last episode, Derek and Dwayne, where like you want to try to get rid of turf, but maybe you have to play on a turf Like if you're going to create a bubble, you're going to have to play at a turf field because the grass is just going to get ripped up if you play on grass. So you might, but then you'll see injuries. So I don't know. You're going to have to play in an area where there's like a few football fields and like grass fields, or you're going to have to play in an area where there's turf fields.
Yeah, this is about to get very interesting because the governor DeSantis, I believe, down in Florida, he just opened up. He just said that these places can hold full capacity for games now. So it's going to be
I
very
heard about that.
interesting to see if we even.
I don't think
make it to
anyone's
Super
going to
Bowl.
do it. I don't think anyone's going to do it right away.
No, if Atlanta
Bro,
hasn't done it, nobody's doing it.
I'm being completely honest. I wouldn't be shocked to see be shocked to see full capacity in the next couple of weeks because it's greed. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you see more people, that's more money. I would not be shocked if we see something like that happen, and then all of a sudden there's another spike. Like this thing is not gonna end anytime soon because we can't get anyone to fall in line with any type of protocols. It doesn't matter if you're talking about players or just regular civilians. I don't know if we're gonna even make it to the Super Bowl, to be completely honest. Like Darius Slay said earlier today that this is exactly why we should have canceled the season, because this thing is getting out of hand with players, and now you see teams going to different cities, and now it's crossing, and it's not something that can be contained. So I don't know how you even get a chance to create a bubble for the playoffs when they didn't even set that plan up in motion prior to the season starting, right? Like the NFL had all this time since the draft. You know what I'm saying? You had all this time since the NFL draft to set up some type of plan to put into motion to have something set up like this, where you could have had bubbles. They could have had the quadrants, two on the East Coast, two on the West Coast, and then just let teams go and play in those bubbles, similar to how the NBA set theirs up.
You're going to have to play on a turf field though, and that's just.
And see, that's the thing. You're gonna either you do it or you don't.
And you can't.
I personally I'd have been fine if we had skipped the season, but to start a season and then now you're having all these issues where players didn't even get a chance to really have a full camp, and now they're getting hurt. And you have these outbreaks of COVID because people aren't following guidelines. Like the season is not. I don't see the season ending the way we hope to see it end.
Well, so apparently the NFL has reserved an extra 4 weeks for the playoffs. So if something does happen, they can delay the Super Bowl. But that's pretty much the extent of what they did as planning. Like, oh, we have extra weeks fit in. There wasn't it was nowhere near what the NBA did. But granted, they have less guys on their roster. I just don't see how you're talking about fitting 53 players plus more now. I think
training
teams
staff
are allowed to hold extra players, right? There's training staff, there's
yeah.
practice squad players, there's
staff.
So you're talking about probably like around 100 people per team. So now you're talking about like 32,000, give or take, guys in the NFL in a bubble. There's media, there's lawyers, there's healthcare professionals, so now really when it's all, you're talking about everything, you're talking about like 30, like 100 people all in. I don't see how it's possible. I don't know that, like Derek, I think like you were saying is right. They probably should have just skipped the season because this was poorly planned. I mean, who's going to say anything? I'm happy as a fan. I'm happy that they're playing, and now you're not just talking about losing money because fans aren't in the stadium. You're talking about other businesses, really struggling, like daily fantasy, and media not making money off this. It's just money. You're right. It's a greed thing.
It's a great thing. There's no other way to put it, because when you have corporations that, like you said, that are sponsors for these teams, for the league itself, it makes sense that you would try to do everything you can to salvage the season. But if you're going to try to salvage the season, you have to plan for the season. They didn't plan for it. So I'm not crying for the NFL because they obviously didn't care. They just thought like the narrative was going that the heat of the summer was going to kill this virus. Don't know how you think that was going to happen, but I mean, it doesn't even get that hot. I mean, but I digress. The problem is if you're not going to set that all up in the springtime to allow us to have these situations, these bubbles or whatever, so we can actually watch these games, then there's no point in doing it. I don't see how we get through the season. I really don't. And I love fantasy football, man. I love fantasy football. I love watching the games. I'm glad we got our win finally this week. But I have no hope for it, man. I literally have no hope for it. And it's sad because if the season does not progress all the way through, that means that all these guys like Saquon Barkley, Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, everybody that went down with significant injuries over the last 2 weeks,
for nothing.
They got hurt for no reason. So at what cost? Like, it's because these guys want their money, and I don't see how you're going to be able to do all that if you're not having you're not going to create an environment that is safe for these guys to be in, and if they're having their families in that bubble as well. That's another thing, and that, like you're talking about, you're about that's what about 300. That's about 300 personnel for 2 different teams. Now you got to account for their families as well. So you're
probably talking about like
1,200 people.
5,000 total people.
Yeah. So I don't know how you do it. I don't. It's easier said than done for real, but it's one of those things where if you have the bubble set up, you can get people to just cross bubble to bubble and just.
I would think. I think from what I remember, I don't know if the Cowboys have turf, but you could send like some teams to Texas, like the Houston. I know Dallas, they're far apart, but you could set up 2 separate bubbles there. You could do something in like the New York, New England area of both teams have turf, and then you do something out in California, and
you're gonna have states with multiple teams in them. So if they're, that's a good point. That's a very good point, because that could have saved a lot.
Including
Florida's got what, 3
teams.
Yeah, but I was just going off of what teams have turf fields. Like New England plays on turf, the New York teams play on turf. I'm pretty sure Dallas plays on turf. I know Houston plays on turf, and I'm sure you could find a team out in California, but like you're gonna have to send X amount of teams to these. The only reason why I say it's like has to be on turf is just because if you play a ton of games on grass, like it's gonna get ripped up every game, especially if there's rain outside. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how it's done. It will be interesting to see next, because assuming like the vaccine comes out in the springtime, right? When it's supposed to, I don't know if it is, but that's what we hear, right? One can only hope. It's interesting to see if the NFL changes anything in their plans for next year.
If they weren't fully prepared for it when they had plenty of time to be prepared for it this year, I don't see how anything changes next year. I really don't. And that was a horrible NFL draft. That was horrible. Just sitting there watching Roger Goodell. Yeah, like sitting there watching
and
Roger
the Eagles
Goodell.
Took Jalen Hurts.
Had to go there. Brother Mike, what have your thoughts been on this NFL season just from draft time to now? Any suggestions, any thoughts on how you see it playing out the rest of the season?
Well, I'm kind of like brother Eagle fan said, as a fan, I'm happy. But, going back to what Derek said, man, it just came back to greed, man, because I honestly don't feel like most states didn't do it right when it came to this whole corona thing, man. Like
especially
in
the
Georgia.
southern states.
Man, oh my God.
Oh, we were
Like
the worst.
Georgia. And I got a cousin that lives in Buffalo. She was like, man, we scared to come down there with y'all. Because like I think we were on lockdown here for like 2 weeks
Yeah.
back in like April.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks. And then when Kemp opened everything back up, it was like it was too soon.
Yeah. He
It
didn't
was
care.
like,
He did
no,
care.
he did care, but it wasn't about us.
Yeah.
He
Well,
cared about an almighty dollar. You know what
that's
I'm
fair.
saying? That's what he cared about because it was like, why, dude? Like,
Yeah.
if you really wanted to nip it in the bud, like, yo, shut everything down for a month. You know what I'm saying? Don't
That's
allow
what
nobody.
Sweden did, and they didn't have any cases after.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, but the difference is one of the reasons why America is so powerful is because we greedy. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? It's all about money. And like, if you would have shut everything down, just tell everybody, yo, basically everybody get a free month pass. You ain't gotta worry about rent. You ain't gotta worry about nothing for the next 30 days. Stay your black butt at home unless it is absolutely essential
Hmm.
for you to leave. You know what I'm saying? Grocery shopping. If you work for a hospital, if you're a trucker and you gotta deliver supplies, like absolutely essential stuff. If you work for a tattoo parlor, stay your butt at home. If you know what I'm saying, if you work at an amusement park, stay your butt at home. Like if you work at a dentist, like, well, no, some people get, your teeth might be jacked up during it, a lot of but you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you are essential, stay your behind at home, and you would have seen it. You would have seen everything kind of level out and go down. The problem is, you know, we didn't do it right. We was focused on the wrong thing. Cause I tell you personally, man, like I see stuff on Instagram and people are walking around like this thing don't exist. Um, People are ignorant. I'm sorry.
Bro, I haven't been in the city of Atlanta since April.
Like, dude,
March or
I
April.
literally like, 2020 has been canceled for me. Like all my
Oh
future
yeah.
plans, like
Yeah,
2020.
man, officially the worst year ever.
Yeah, man, it's gonna go down in history books. You're gonna be telling your kids,
Not
yeah, that
so
was a rough.
bad. I think it has been a pretty phenomenal year.
Hey.
Derek can attest.
I've taken advantage of it for sure. It's been
Oh,
great for
now don't get
ODS.
it twisted. Now, financially, I'd have made a come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So did I.
My pockets are healthy right now, but I can't do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I just I don't know. I think the league was poorly managed, um significantly uh greedy in their thought process, and honestly we're not they didn't calculate how this was going to happen. So I hope we can see the rest of the season, but it seems like ever since the Titans started to break out like 2 weeks ago, there's been pop-ups for the last 2 weeks, and I don't see how you stop that. I really don't see how you stop that, especially when you have guys that want to go. I mean, I understand the desire to go work out and stay in shape, but when you're going to places that you're not, you
Supposed to
know,
go.
supposed to go, like it's you can't calculate the risk for that. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to see the end of the season, but I think the end of the season will be in a couple of weeks, to be honest. I don't see how
Really?
you keep this. Yeah, I don't see how you
Huh.
keep this open.
Hey, Dwayne, we gonna get into basketball soon?
Yeah, we can transition. We can definitely get ready to transition into some basketball. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we've talked some NFL long enough, and let's go ahead and just chop it up a little bit briefly in the time that we have left. Chop it up about a little NBA action. So, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, game one so far as a quick track. Game one was definitely completely a blowout. It was what most fans expected it to be, but hoped it probably didn't go that way. But it was what it was. And it was a team that was demolished and outmatched by an Anthony Davis and did not have the bigs to match. Game 2, a lot more competitive. A lot more competitive. However, LA still pulls it off in the heat of things. And then it was that game 3, baby. Mr. Jimmy Butler coming through with the triple dub, 40 piece, outdoing LeBron James himself. Nonetheless, taking the heat, carrying the heat for the most part of what it was, to a game 3 victory, to which then we saw last night, game 4, come about in a neck and neck type of battle, of which LA managed by the skin of their teeth to pull. And I believe the score was around 102 to about 96. If I was wrong, by all means, let me know. However, fellas, what have y'all thought about this series so
far? I believe last time we were here, I specifically said the Lakers in 5. Looks like I'm 1 win away from being correct. And I said Anthony Davis was going to be the best player in this series, which so far I've been also correct about. So
he wasn't the best player in game 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, that was definitely Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy Butler.
Actually,
he is that type of player. He can pull it out a lot. What I know, this is totally off topic now, but it reminded me of something you said. I saw the report out today that Miami is starting to become like a free agent destination to where a lot of teams, Giannis or someone, might look to in the next couple of years. So
I don't see how free agents wouldn't look there. Like, so one is a great spot, nice warm weather, great food.
Coach,
great coach, great organization, tax free.
Own, great GM, if you will.
Yeah,
Pat Riley.
They have Miami is phenomenal. So I don't see how free agents wouldn't look there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would place Giannis there, but I wouldn't say he's not going to.
Yeah, maybe not, because Bam and Giannis, I don't know if that.
Yeah, it might not be as great on the floor as it is on paper.
Sure, but maybe Oladipo or someone, I think he'd fit well on that team. But anyway, I know I didn't want to really get into that, but I was just saying.
That's a good
Lakers.
That's a good topic. That's a good topic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think it's the right mix of. I could see Oladipo going there. I think his style fits the team very well. He's already said he wants to move on. He's going to be a free agent. Miami has the cap space to sign him, and then I don't know. I could see him going there.
I could see it.
It's possible. I'm not too sure with Oladipo though. I don't know.
Well,
it'd be good for his knees.
Anthony Davis ain't leaving LA, so the next guy I would think that might move on.
Confirmed, my friend.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying he's going to Chicago. I'm not sure if that's happening.
What?
I don't see.
But he ain't leaving LA.
A lot of people said that Chicago. I personally, I'm not. I know that's his home.
Left LeBron. Remember, no one thought that was.
Yeah, but Kyrie's a nutcase.
Yeah. See, here's my thing. I know Chicago is home for him. But I don't know how you win a championship with the Lakers and then don't run it back. That's my only thing. I don't, and I know Kawhi did that with Toronto, but I don't see those as the same two things because I think AD got traded where he wanted to go. I just don't see him running to Chicago. What's in Chicago?
Yeah, that, and I think LA has a little bit. I think they have a little bit of cap.
Up and coming pieces, my friend. You're talking to a Bulls fan. Watch
a lot of up and coming pieces, but when LeBron retires in a few years, the Lakers will solely be his team.
That's what you just said. Now, here's the thing. You said when LeBron retires. In whoever knows, because you don't know when he's going to retire, because it doesn't seem evident. He's still playing 23 at 35. So the man
I think
could be
he retires
39 and still play like he's 35.
But I think he retires when Bronny comes in. When Bronny comes into the league, I think that's when because I don't think
the
Lakers.
Bronny?
I think he's 15, something like that, 14 or 15. Yeah.
So you think
So
he's
that's
going to be
another
playing when he's 40?
that's another 3 years.
Tim Duncan
He
pretty
come in at
much
18.
did. Tim
Yeah.
Duncan
No,
pretty
yeah.
much did
If
play at that age.
he's still producing, why not though?
Yeah,
As did Kobe.
he'll yeah, and he'll still be playing in 3 years. Like, here's the thing. I think what could end up happening is Bronny gets drafted, and wherever Bronny goes, LeBron's gonna immediately go over there, because I think that's what's gonna happen, because I think he wants to have that first father son in the league, but not only first father son in the league, first father son on the same team. I think he's gonna run that for a year, and then he'll retire. So maybe the Lakers will be Anthony Davis's team in 2 years, right? So I don't know.
You really
I just
want
don't
to
see
wait that long when you can instantly
the
come to Chicago
he was already leading the Pelicans, bro. And he had that team for what, 7 years, right?
The Pelicans
He
that
ain't
were
going
in
to
the
Chicago.
West.
He ain't going to Chicago, bro. Like,
Chicago,
that's a pipe dream,
Pelicans,
bro.
ha
That's a
ha
pipe-
ha ha ha. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but I can tell you this: if it does, I will not be surprised. However, like I said, it's the East. That was the West.
Mhm.
That's the biggest difference of what you just mentioned with the Pelicans.
Yeah,
And he
then you
still managed to take that Pelicans team to the playoffs
with DeMarcus
against
Cousins.
the Golden State team that you couldn't beat.
Well,
Here's-
DeMarcus Cousins got hurt.
Yeah, that's what, like,
And that's the only reason they really didn't go that far.
wait, that year
they
did
were
they not go into the playoffs that year?
They did.
They did. So what I think what
I don't know. I don't
what
think they went.
happened
That was the year Golden
he
State.
took them to the playoffs the one year. The following year they got Boogie. I think that's what happened, and then
Okay.
Boogie got hurt. If
Okay.
I'm not
No,
mistaken.
there was a year with Boogie where they literally contended. It took a while for them to get it together because they had to gel. When they started clicking, they were a team you did not want to face. They made it all the way to the playoffs. Boogie then gets hurt before the playoffs. And then it was up to pretty much AD going against Steph Curry. I believe they had Kevin Durant still at that time. I can't remember if he was on there or not yet. I don't even think he was.
Yeah, he was.
No, he was.
No,
yeah,
he wasn't.
He was there for 3 years.
KD wasn't on that team yet. If you go back, KD wasn't on that team yet. That was when they still just had Clay and Steph doing it, because I think that might have been the year Golden State was having that 73-9 year. Because there was a year they ran into them in the first round.
Right,
it was pretty much a mismatch, but Anthony Davis, I think, had a game where he made it a respectable 5,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Either way, I don't see Anthony Davis going to Chicago, bro. I don't see why you would go to Chicago when you can go to. And look, and you're talking about the East. Yes, the East is. You can say what you want to say about the East, but you have teams in the East that are there: Miami, Boston, Toronto. Just to name those. I don't consider Milwaukee is not a team. I don't consider Milwaukee a team that's a threat. Stop that. Everyone can stop that. They're not. Until they can get into the playoffs, make it to the finals, like actually show us that they can do something, at least the Eastern Conference Finals. They haven't even like really done anything like that. I don't respect them like that to say that they're going to be a formidable actual force in the East right now. I don't care.
What I can tell you, Derek, it's still very possible because of what they can do. You have Zach LaVine still, who's a very, very liable piece.
No, I respect the players they have on that team.
Now,
but
the thing about it is you have up and coming pieces. You can do one of two things. You can either trade them, or it depends on what he decides to do. If he teases it, bet your bottom dollar they are going to do everything. I have seen Chicago do this a multitude of times. They were going to do it for Melo. They were going to do it for Chris Bosh.
Oh yeah, Melo
that
was
on
dumb.
Them. Okay,
Melo was dumb.
Yeah. They were ready. So one thing about my Bulls and Gar Forman and Paxson and them, if he says and entertains in any way, oh, they will pull the trigger. And you think they're not a contending team now? Trust you me, especially with free agents coming in this year, they'll do everything they need to do to instantly go contending status. And at that point, it's
Dwayne.
But it's the
sorry,
East.
I just looked this up. Now. It was the semifinals when the Warriors played the Pelicans. Durant was on the team then.
So he was on.
He
that
was. This
team.
was during 2018 when the Warriors won the championship last.
Ooh.
17-18. So
Yeah.
Pelicans.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
So
was
semifinals. Anthony
No, they
Davis
didn't have
finals.
Boogie,
Semifinals.
but I mean that was probably his best team in New Orleans, and if he couldn't do it like that, I don't see him going anywhere right
in the
now.
West. Did that in the
Yeah, but see, the
West.
thing is, I don't think enough
Semifinals.
people give credit to the East. Like, look, I know Derek and I are going to be homers here, but the Celtics are only going to get better next year.
Yes.
I mean, Tatum is only 22. Jalen is only 23.
Yeah.
Kemba, he's only 30. Gordon is 29. He just turned 29. Team is still going to be really, really good next year. You still got Marcus Smart and all them guys. They're probably going to, I mean, they have all these draft picks that there's going to be a move somewhere next season. I don't know what they're going to do, but they have to. There's no way they can roster all those guys. Then, you still got the Bucks are still going to be really good. The Raptors are still going to be really good. Philadelphia is still going to be really good. I mean, I feel like I'm missing one team. Who am I missing? The Bucks, the Raptors.
I give you guys
The
Boston.
Heat.
Miami.
I give you Miami, Boston, and I give you the Raptors. Those are the only three I'm giving you.
You're missing Brooklyn's coming back. They're gonna be a great
Oh,
regular
that's
season
true.
team.
Brooklyn.
They're gonna be a great
That-
regular season team. That is it.
depends. That depends. There's a lot.
There is.
You know what? This is where Jeezy comes in here. My wild card is Atlanta Hawks.
Get
They are
out
on
of
their way.
here. Get out of here. And the
8 seed
playoffs
status
next year.
is coming. 8 seed status is coming.
Hold on.
It's inevitable
Playoffs.
for those.
The Hawks
those
in the playoffs
8
this
seed.
coming
I'm
season.
not saying top seed. Don't get crazy. I said
Oh,
8
I know.
seed. It's coming.
I think they
Trae
could
Young is
easily
getting
get like
better,
6.
But you're
better and better.
You're
I think they can
forgetting
get the
Washington
6
is
seed.
there too. Indiana is a
I would
really
take Atlanta.
Washington had the worst record in the league, didn't they?
they're bringing John Wall back.
No, they
I
had
don't know what he's
Bradley
gonna be.
Beal.
They had.
This
They were
man
like the
lost an
9th
Achilles.
seed.
Him and Durant are in the same. Actually, in Durant's case, he's good from his Achilles injury. Wall, not so much. Point guard.
Yeah, it's gonna slow his speed down. I agree, but
Don't
John
forget
Wall
they have
isn't gonna be
Capella
slow.
too. But they just.
Hey,
So I'm just saying.
Capella couldn't do
think
anything
Atlanta
for
could be good.
Parker's Rockets. All due respect. I love Capella. I mean, I respect.
I'm just saying they could have
I don't know.
used Capella this year. They definitely
sure.
could have
If
used
Parker were
Capella.
here,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure he would say that. He would agree.
For sure.
But Jeezy,
No,
tell me what you think?
You asking me about the Hawks?
Yeah, what you think? Do you really think? I mean, a piece like Trae Young, you got Jason Collins, who's also a beast in his own right. Remember last season, I should say,
John Collins.
he was suspended most of that season for that that whole, I believe it was a
Right.
PED situation. So
Yeah,
you guys were kind of on track, and then when that happened, it kind of delayed a lot of games for y'all.
On
I
track
think
for
even
what?
last season, they were literally on fire when they had Collins and Young clicking. But
They were a good team. They were a good team. I never saw them as a playoff team last year.
Oh, they were definitely going.
They're gonna make.
Based off what I saw in the East this year, they would have gotten there. If that didn't happen to him, they would have gotten.
I could see the playoffs, man. I mean, shoot, I just bought a jersey for Young, so you got my vote.
See? That's the future of the franchise, right?
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
No, he's the guy.
He's our own little Steph Curry in a way, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, man, as we've clearly seen, probably more so within the past 5-6 years, you need you darn near need like an elite number 2 guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Atlanta has found that elite number 2. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because going back when we was talking about Golden State, I mean, everybody knows Steph Curry, but like they was calling them the Splash Brothers. Referring to Klay Thompson, he was dropping. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, this is Steph Curry's team, but like, don't disrespect Klay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do it. When LeBron went to Cleveland, I mean, Kyrie is easily up there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he ain't no LeBron, but easily a threat. You know what I'm saying? To star on a team where LeBron is not there easily. So playoffs, yeah, but we still missing that one piece that would make people afraid to come to Atlanta.
Hey, Mike, I think you're selling your team short. I think that, I mean, if you really look at it, look at the roster. You got Trae Young, got Cam Reddish, Kevin Herter. I forgot.
Yeah, they're a good team.
They're small forward. You got John Collins, you got Capella, plus something that not a lot of people are talking about. And I really hope for the Hawks' sake that they don't do anything stupid, but they have like $60 million in cap space coming up. Yeah. So you would hope that they don't spend it all. Like if they want to pay a vet guy, by all means pay him for a year. Do not end up giving I don't know who, like someone like a Bogdan Bogdanovic, right? Or the guy from the Kings who's going to become a free agent. He's probably going to get paid. You don't want to give a guy like him $20 million a year for like 4 years, right?
Not at all.
Don't want to do that. If they play it safe, y'all like a really, really, really good team in like 2-3 years.
I agree with that. I thought we were talking about next year.
No. Next year, I think they could easily be like a 6 seed. I would say their ceiling is like a 6 seed.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah.
I agree though. 2-3 years down the line, I definitely could see us being a final.
But 6 seed, I think they're right below Philly. But Dwayne, this is going back to what you said. This is the East we're talking about. So you have to understand, like, the 6 seed in the East might only have like 38 wins.
Yeah.
36 wins.
That's why I realistically was saying and believing that I believed it could have even happened this year, right? But Corona got in the way of things to where obviously we knew they weren't going to go anywhere this year after that. But I think that Collins suspension
that definitely hurt them.
It hurt and messed up their momentum and then I believe Trae got hurt for a period and he was out some games and they did. That's one thing I will say this Hawks team should get in free agency. They did get Teague back, I believe, in a trade that season, but
yeah, Minnesota.
If they don't keep him around, they need to get Trae a backup solid point guard or something.
But don't overpay.
Not to overpay.
I would give them Shimmy Ojale for Collins.
I see what you're doing there, Derek. Derek will try to jip you. Don't listen to that Celtic over there. He's trying to. I see what you're going to do.
Derek, I'm gonna throw a name at you to watch during the draft process. Jalen Smith. Watch for that guy. I think he is the guy that you could get in like the middle of the first round, who's like a John Collins type player.
Hey man,
watch out for him. That's who I want.
I'm not mad at it. I just want them to do like small moves.
Oh, we were talking about they need shooters like a Kyle Korver.
You go get Kyle Korver, or you go get
JJ Redick's out there.
JJ Redick,
give him like
JJ Redick.
MLE.
Yeah.
He looked good in Boston Green. I think he would.
I would even take.
Because he's white.
I wasn't going there. I was just saying he looked good in Boston Green. It fits him.
Hey man,
he would look good. He would look great.
I would love it. I would love it. I think that they have enough defenders around to like mask his deficiencies.
People keep talking to me about Rudy Gobert. Like we need to go get Rudy Gobert and trade Marcus Smart and Gordon Hayward for him.
No.
That's too much. That's way too much. Like, see those are the type of moves that make your franchise go from Eastern Conference Finals in 1 year to
untouchable for me.
Second round. He is. Yeah,
he's untouchable. I'm not
trading. If you didn't trade Marcus Smart for Kawhi Leonard, for Jimmy Butler, for who else? Who else do we have? They didn't. Paul George. They didn't trade him for any of those guys, but we're going to trade him for Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rather hold off. They need him, especially Kemba's knees. You ask him to keep healthy for the playoffs. That you're going to need him. He's the heart and soul of that team. I would never ever trade him for anyone. I would rather I think I was telling you this. I would rather, just run it back with Tice and Robert Williams as their centers. I think they did. Yeah, Tice gets into foul trouble, but like he's okay. He's
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
If
Look,
he has a bad game, put in Williams.
I'm fine with moving on from Vincent Poirier. Fine with moving on
Oh
from
man, he's
Shimi
so
Ojale,
bad.
and even
I like
Ernest
Semi
Cantor
though.
if
I
they have
like
to.
Semi.
I like Cantor, but if they wanted to
I would
move
keep
Cantor for a
Semi over
different,
Cantor.
I would keep Cantor over Shimi.
I like it. I see where you
I wouldn't. Because you
Defensive
need
rebounder.
like. Yeah, no, but the thing is, like, I think Shemi is more. You need him. I would say you need him.
I'm not
more
saying
than,
he's not. I'm not saying he's not valuable, but where I see where Grant Williams is starting to ascend, you could easily plug him into what Shimi Ojale
Sure,
would do.
and don't forget
Not
Romeo
missing.
Langford. So if you want him
Langford's
to
coming
guard
back,
the
yeah.
three,
So
yeah,
I
I
wouldn't be
guess
mad
he's
for
a
moving
little,
on.
little more.
Taco.
He ain't seeing much time, bro. I'm sorry.
I
He ain't seeing much time. I love him,
brother. He's huge.
Yeah,
You know what? We gotta
7'5".
shout him out.
Like I love Taco Fall. Love him. I
Gotta
love
shout
him.
out,
But that guy is not going to get big minutes. Like that's just it. He's not right now. Not right now.
Do you think those ages are over for anyone that's over 7 foot, more so 7'1" and above? Do you think it's
I don't think
no,
you could ever.
Porzingis.
You can't ever count out somebody that tall.
I don't think you ever.
If he has skill, but Taco Fall just doesn't have skill. He's just big.
He's raw form right now.
We've seen, and I say that because I think of like Hashim Tabit, for example.
Yeah.
7'3", had a lot of potential.
Disappeared.
Yeah, didn't he?
He's on the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
My Grizzlies drafted him, and I remember thinking, when they drafted him, I'm thinking, oh,
you're a Bulls fan, now you're a Grizzlies fan too. I mean,
oh no, he's from Memphis.
I'm from Memphis. That's never changed.
He's a Grizzly fan. That's why I was shocked he didn't say.
But it's like,
that's what I was saying. I think Memphis has more potential as a team.
Sure.
And Chicago.
That's another thing.
Though. No. The potential between both teams are there. It's just Memphis is surprised. They have their guy. Chicago doesn't have their guy yet. That's my one problem.
If you were,
I don't think
Levine
is their guy.
Because
if
with
you were
AD,
to,
it's clear he's the guy, and then he'll have a supporting cast.
But if you were to
get one more,
if you were to get AD in Memphis with Morant,
that'd
be dangerous.
Jaren Jackson
with
and
Jaren Jackson, Morant,
that would be dangerous.
And Brooks,
I don't even want
if we can keep Brooks somehow in that.
Yeah,
then
that's
a problem. I'm not gonna lie,
that'd
that is
be dangerous.
A problem.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like that team has more potential. I know it's a smaller market, but if you're talking about the actual roster, that team is more of a threat to get a big name like that.
I just don't see Anthony Davis leaving LA as long as LeBron's there.
I don't either.
It's interesting.
That's a different story.
We will see. Depending, because the only thing I would think of, like I said, I mean, it just depends on how he feels. Assuming they finish this thing off, you win your championship. Sometimes you're hungry for more. Sometimes you feel like, all right, I got my ring. I ain't got to prove nothing except for
KD.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm glad you brought KD, because that's the other example. Not just Kyrie, but you saw that with KD. Why he didn't have to leave. Golden State very well still could have probably been doing something if he was still there right now. But it is what it is. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just see what happens. Like I said, I believe Friday night we have Game 5 going on. Friday night.
Is it Friday? Yeah, I think they have an extra day off in between. I think it's Friday.
Okay.
Wait, so it's not today.
It's not today. So it's either Friday
not
or
tomorrow. Yeah, it's not tomorrow because they're getting an extra day. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Should be Saturday. We know going into this weekend, we will know the final outcome if we see a Game 6, if it goes to Game 5. One thing's for sure, this Miami team has been fighting since that debacle in Game 1.
It's Friday.
It is Friday night. So, ladies and gentlemen, Friday night, we will see. We will know the outcome, and the stories will tell themselves from that point on if the Lakers win, what AD decides to do after that. Will he move on? Will he stay? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? But one thing we do know is that this show is officially coming to an end because it is that time, and we hate to leave you guys, but we always got to do this, man. So that being said, I, number one, would like to thank our special guest, Mr. Mike Jeezy, representing the A, you know what I'm saying, giving that Atlanta perspective, rising on up and letting them know, hey, baby, when you in the A, never count a man out. That's from the A. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know what it is. And hey, best of luck to you, bro. I hope that first dub come this Sunday at least. You know what I mean? You know
who y'all got this?
You don't care.
I have to say this before we get off.
Who y'all got this Sunday?
At the moment, Carolina.
There you go.
I think they could win.
Hold on. Interesting stat. Carolina is 2-0 without Christian McCaffrey. Go figure.
Oh.
That's a very interesting thought. So if you guys lose to that team, they are 3-0 without CMC. And that's a valuable piece.
Here's the thing, man. For the first time in my life, when we lost to Dallas.
No, when you gave that away.
Yeah. I didn't ask for commentary.
Y'all literally let that win roll right out of your hands.
We're gonna mute you for a second.
Mute the host.
So, you know, kind of like just sticking the finger in my wound. But that game right there hurt. It hurt to a point where, you know what, I just said, you know what, let's look at the draft. So I'll be real with you. I said at the beginning of the show, man. They always have my support, but emotionally, I cut them off. I had to.
It's abusive.
So
you know, huh?
I was gonna say that. Now you said the Dallas win made you go think to the draft. So the following week must have really confirmed I'm in the draft mode at this point.
Oh no, I felt nothing. Like,
that's why Mike said it's stupid letting go Nick Foles. It teeter-tottered in my heart, you know what I'm saying? But it's basically, man, emotionally I had to detach myself. It's like being in a toxic relationship. You ever been in love with somebody, but you just ain't got no more to give. It's like, I love you, but my peace of mind is more important to me right now. So that's how I feel about the Falcons, man. So they will always hold a special place in my heart, and I love them dearly. But
it's an abusive relationship, bro.
You know you're still gonna watch the game.
Yeah, you are.
No, I do, and I'm gonna watch the game. But getting excited in the first and second quarter, that's just kind of dead for me. It's kind of dead.
Special about that number 4, baby.
We're not gonna talk about number 4. I like 3.
But yeah, that's the mentality of the Falcons.
Yeah. So, we don't need your commentary, but it's okay. But I meditate. I do pottery and I paint now. Those spare moments. Get my mind on those.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Take brisk walks on the beach.
On the man-made beaches of Atlanta.
Right. It's all good. Whatever happens, man. And I'm a lover of the sport, man. Like, shout out to the Eagles for getting the W. I like Carson Wentz, man. When he stays healthy, he is a dangerous man.
Now he's giving him credit.
No, I just said, you don't get to the top of the mountain and then, put your foot in the behind of the dude that got you there. That's all.
Correction, Carson Wentz got them there. Nick Foles just
no, he didn't get him there.
Yes, he did. He went out week
took
11.
Most of the way.
we were in that position we were in to have the home field advantage because Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz did not get us there and we didn't have home field advantage, I don't think we would have won a Super Bowl. I don't even know if we would have made it. So it's just as much credit to him.
I ain't taking nothing from Carson Wentz, but it wasn't his fault, but he wasn't the one that got the job done, point blank.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense also was.
You can say how you
really,
want. You know what I'm saying?
Brandon Graham.
Fletcher Cox. Yeah, that team. And their O-line.
Bro, the whole underdog theme was like swept the nation. I was all for it. I think everybody just hates the Patriots at that point, you know. But
yeah, I saw a lot of.
I wanted y'all to win.
I saw a lot of Eagles flags on people's cars here in Atlanta, and that pissed me the hell off. Because no,
man, you know, honestly, it was just I mean, y'all cool, y'all all right. We really just hate the Patriots. We really just hate the Patriots.
Don't feel bad, Derek. It happens to all the best of us. When you make it to a Super Bowl, when we made it to the AFC Championship, I saw Titans gear everywhere.
Yeah.
Where did these Titans fans come from? I've never seen that in Atlanta. Wait, I'm not in Nashville, am I? No, I'm in Atlanta. But hey, it is what it is. So you know what I'm saying? Listen. I get it, fellas. You know, prospectively, we root for the cities and the teams that we root for. Do, die, win, lose, draw, comebacks or no comebacks. It is what it is. Nonetheless.
As long as it's not the Patriots.
Sorry, Parker, because you are a Patriot. Temporarily. But he's a Patriot. So nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you again for joining us right here on the Sideline Guys. Same sideline time, same sideline place. You already know where we coming on your screens right now. So shout out to our people on YouTube that's been rocking and kicking it with us live. We appreciate y'all heavy for staying in there, rocking with us every single time. Shout out to the people that's going to listen to the audio version on, the Spotify-aliens out there on Spotify. Yeah, you know what to do. Hit that follow button. Shout out to you if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. You already know what to do. Leave that 5-star review and let us know who you are so we can shout you out on the next episode. And of course, shout out to our family and partners at 6 Families Radio as y'all listen in live. And we hope we were very entertaining to y'all in your car ride, wherever you at work, wherever. We thank you. And real quick, fellas, give a quick take and where the people can find you. And we getting out of here.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I guess I'll go first. You can now officially find me on Instagram at Sammy_OTS. That's SAMI_OTS. Yeah, that's right. Part of the family officially. Really excited. My final take, hot take for the evening. I think the Eagles win again against the Steelers. They didn't play last week. I think there's something to be said about too much time off. So I think the Eagles will get it done again.
Okay. All right.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. That defense that defensive line with TJ Watt.
Hey,
Go for it.
I just hope. I hope that their defensive coordinator, I forget who the Eagles defensive coordinator, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. But,
Jim Schwartz?
Yeah, Jim Schwartz. If you notice, they were doing really, really well last week when they dialed up the blitz.
Yes. I'm talking about
that they do
I'm talking about Pittsburgh's defense. Right.
Line. No, I know. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I hope the Eagles dial up the blitz. They play a lot better when they blitz, and Ben Roethlisberger is not one of them mobile quarterbacks, so he's the sitting duck. So I would definitely dial up the blitz again.
Yeah,
that's going to be their key.
The only person I want to actually have a touchdown in that game is Deontay Johnson because he's on my fantasy team, and I need that win. So if we can give him maybe 2 touchdowns, and then we win the game, and I win my matchup, that's all I care about. I'm good. I have no take outside of just saying I hope we can somehow get this thing under control so we can finish out the season. But you can follow me at Derek_OTS. That's DERICK, the only way to spell it. At Derek_OTS, and also at OTS Guys on all social media platforms. And if you're watching this live right now on YouTube, then you already know where we are. So subscribe to the channel. But you can find all the information for everything that we have in our link on Instagram. You can find all the stuff where you can find all of our shows and everything. So go ahead and subscribe and let us know what you think.
Let's do it. And of course, last but not least, our guest on this evening, Mr. Mike. Tell the people where they can follow you and what your final take is, man.
Yeah, man. All social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my website, all of that, man, is Mike Jeezy Music. That's MIKE, the letter G, letter Z, music. That's everything. .com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. Final take is that y'all are funny. That's my final take. I had a good time.
Mike, let me hear who you think the Falcons are gonna hire. Who you think they're gonna go after?
Probably my man Eric B from
KC.
From Kansas City, man. That's all I have at the moment, but I don't know, man.
I think it'd be a good fit.
I don't know. At this point, I'm waiting for next season, so I don't know. So I'm gonna let my feelings marinate and simmer till next year, and gonna leave it there.
Brother, I totally understand and feel where you come from, because I'm still a victim of COVID with my squad. So I agree, brother. Throw the whole season away at this point.
I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with
my 3-0 start like that. What's wrong with y'all? Stupid COVID, nonetheless. But
helps me with AJ Brown on my fantasy team. I'll tell you that.
That too. That was a surprise for me too, brother.
No, it helped because he was on the sideline for like a couple of weeks. So I need. I'm glad he's back.
Bring him back. AJ, love you, man. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, you already know. Follow your boy at Dwayne Dickey Jr. on Instagram, or you can follow the artist page at Highlight Life on Instagram and Twitter. That's HILITE Life. And of course, you already know. Follow all things and check out the website, man. www.otsguys.com, where you can see what we're all about if you want to know. Mike Jeezy just endorsed it himself. You see, we some characters on here. You never know what you're going to get, how you're going to get it, when you're going to get it. So make sure you check out the website, read some bios, check some articles out, all that. See all the shows we got. We got a bevy of them. And of course, YouTube. Again, thank you for joining us live. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so that anytime we go live, anytime we post something, a mini show or whatever, you're the first ones to know. And you can check out everything Sideline Guys, everything OTS Guys. All right. That being said, it's time to check out. Y'all ready? All right, Coach. We out.
Peace.